Emilio, and in this case, three other guests, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, right. I'm interviewing three comedians at once. It's gonna get hectic. It's gonna get weird. It's I don't know how it's gonna be. This first time I'm doing it. There's gonna be no control. It's gonna be chaos. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So please, ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in, please ask us questions at any point during the interview. These guys are at three different parts of their career or paths in their career, and it's going to be very interesting chatting to them. They're still new on the scene. And yeah, we're just going to get to know them. To me, they're the Three Stooges, and I'll give them a moment to, when I get them back on, or when I get them on now, I'll give them a chance to retort to that. But yeah, they're a lot of fun. But before I bring them on, ladies and gentlemen, remember that I am accepting donations, which will be split three ways between these gentlemen. The proceeds will be split three ways, and then I'll take only like 20% as well. So they get the majority of it. Also, the Quicket system has changed. So literally, if you just scan that little QR card that you see, you don't have to put in your name, you don't have to put in your email, nothing like that. You just scan it and you go straight to the Quicket site and you just donate. It's simple, easy, and the link is in the description on YouTube as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get to know some of these guys. And ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together with a thunderous round of applause, even though we're not going to hear it. Please welcome Yaseen Baker, Rory Abrams, and Keith Mukhram.
Is it Mukhram? Is it how do you pronounce the name, Keith? It's the surname.
It's Mukhram. It's Mukhram actually.
Mukhram, okay.
It's the only we're the only Mukhrams in SA actually. So yeah.
Okay. Well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you guys. I'm going to ask you each a question, or well, it's going to be the same question. So we'll just take turns with this one because I really want to know this one especially. And also bear in mind, guys, that I might interrupt you just to acknowledge some of the comments that are coming through. Like, for example, we have Joanne August, who's already commented.
Jojo!
And said, well, she's just given emojis. She said she's given us a round of applause with some party stuff. We have Stacy Slinger, who says, woo woo. Okay, so she's probably a woo girl. But anyway, guys, tell me, how did you get started? Why did you get started? We'll start with you, Yaseen.
How did I get started in comedy?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, that's about 9.5 months ago, so fairly new to the game. Buddy down at the bottom, right below me, because he's a bottom, he forced me to get up onto the stage and do comedy, because I always used to do jokes on online, and he apparently enjoyed them a lot, right? He enjoyed them quite a bit. My number one fan, right? So, yeah. And then, yeah, what the rest is history. I've been enjoying it.
Cool. Rory, what got you started?
I feel like Yaseen is missing out some key things. So since we're here, we've got the time. We need to unpack that a bit. I actually thought it was Yaseen Barnes doing these posts to Facebook. I looked close. I was like, oh my god, there's a online as well, who happens to be Muslim and has a beard and glasses. So I thought, yeah, this is really funny content. I think I messaged them privately, and then, but it wasn't just me, Yaseen. I think it was Irshad Mohammed, Phil Delanga also said, dude, you should totally try these gags on stage.
So, thank you. I told you, Joe, number one fan.
And Keith, how did you get started?
Oh, sorry. I'm just a bit preoccupied. I spilled my coffee on my sneakers now. So, like all over the floor. Sorry. Yeah.
We've seen Arsenal kit in Blight Emirates.
Can I talk, please? It's a long story actually. Why I got started. Like I didn't know I wanted to do comedy. I just remember that I went to go watch Chris Rock in 2008, and when the show was done and he went and he left, it's like I still sat in my seat and I was just looking at it, and like I just knew I wanted to be a part of that. Like I wanted to be on stage, and it took me like a good 10 years. Like I don't want to name drop, but getting some friends in comedy that said I should try it out, and I guess I suffer with the skin condition as well, psoriasis, so that kind of hindered me from doing comedy. Or I used to write before, and then I wrote for like 5 or 6 years, and then I actually went onto stage and tried, and yeah, it's a bit harder doing it than writing it. Yeah.
All right. Cool, man. Well, we're gonna have a lot of fun together. We have Storm. Storm is also.
I think we forgot about.
Oh, Storm.
No, he already
God.
had it. He had his chance, and he used it. He had his time. He used his time the way he wanted to talk about you, Yaseen. So he's a real. There's a real bromance there. Boom. Storm says, "Boom! I'm not the first one here. Good evening, guys. Good evening, Storm. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, guys, anyone who's watching, if you have any questions for our comedians, don't be shy to ask. Rory,
What?
here's your chance to answer the question.
Go down. We just see this, mate. All we see is this. Send Bob's and Virgin. Go down. Go down.
I can't hear what you're saying, bro.
He's saying go down. He's saying go down.
You know what? No, I can hear him. I don't want to do it intentionally because he wants everything to be perfect. Is that fine? Do you want me to flash you as well?
Like, do you think that people are enjoying seeing your chin for an hour? We need to see you. What the hell? This isn't a video call. Is this your first video call?
And now he's using his time to roast Keith.
Yeah.
No, it's fine because if
British people.
If there was a problem, Yaseen would tell me so.
All right.
He's trying to colonize this video call as well.
Yeah, guys.
Just remember when you're roasting me, Rory, in the words of Warren G, there's 16 in the clip and 1 in the hole. Just remember that.
Oh, snap.
Guys,
I've got some stuff for you.
Guys, I really want to learn more.
Sorry.
Who I think is I could be wrong. Is this Long John? Learn more.
Yes.
Says hi, guys. Let's say hi to him. Hi. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. Says hi, guys. Cool. All right. So Rory, answer the question. Come on. Why did you get started? What drew you to comedy?
Look, I always had like a very unique sense of humor, quite dark, and I always wondered if that could translate into the stage.
Mm-hmm.
The answer is no, most of the time. But yeah, it's been a fun experiment so far, and I'm maybe 5% better now than when I started. So it's every spot.
Wait, why is Keith laughing so hard at that? What's the...
He's being very generous with that 5%.
He is.
Oh man! So let's get into this one because I'm sure the audience will want to know. So let me first explain something. So, okay, cool. We got some more comments from Facebook. Alouette says, "Hey guys, hello Alouette. Thank you so much for tuning in." Jerobeam says, "Away," and yes, Yazid. I've never seen. That's a unique name, Yazid.
Yeah, look, if you can move him from the chat, that would be a good sign because he bombed nobody's business. Lock him.
Nate's dog is about to make somebody's turn gold. I have no idea what he's talking about. Okay, Yazid, thanks for the update. All right, cool. So, and then Vision says hi, and Irshad says hi. Irshad's tuned in. Hi, Irshad. Good to see you, buddy. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in. All right, so very quickly, guys, the reason why I'm interviewing these 3 comedians is because I asked Rory if he wanted to come on the show, and then he's like, "Yeah, let's get Keith, let's get Yaseen, let's make like a group thing." And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds cool." But now I want to know how you guys met. So any one of you can just tell the story.
I think Keith, you've been in comedy the longest out of all of us. Is that correct?
That's not true. It's actually you.
All right. Because I think
Because when
I started in. You go. You carry on. You go at any point.
when I did my second gig, that's when I met you at Rosbell.
Okay. All right. So.
And you roasted me.
This is what we're seeing, Keith. We're seeing this. So if you want to, you can.
Not anymore, though. Get over it.
Just come on, man.
Hold on. Yaseen?
Put that Mario biscuit in your mouth and let Keith talk.
Hold on, Yaseen. Is everything fine?
Everything's fine.
Cool.
This is what they're seeing.
Okay. Yeah. So Joe.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
It's fine. Let him mock. His time will come. Yeah. So I think he roasted me the first time I met him. Because we weren't getting paid for the gig, but we were getting like 2 drinks each.
Yeah.
And I swapped my 2 beers for 2 coffees. And this guy thought it was like the funniest thing ever. And I was like, I was scared to tell him anything because number 1, I'm new at comedy. Number 2, he's British. The accent. I left there thinking like, geez, Paul Snodgrass is an arsehole.
All right, Rory, do you
How
have
long
anything
ago?
to say
How
on
long
that?
ago was that?
I don't remember. I actually don't remember that. I don't remember. I do remember the brass bell, but I don't remember any of those stories because I think that's when I met Pius for the first or second time. Regan as well. Regan Allen for the second.
Yeah.
That was the strangest gig because like there was a table behind us like heckling, and I was doing a joke about the NASA positioning orientation system. And I told her if she didn't stop, I was going to give her like a P clap. That didn't. Yeah. And then
The thing was, at that gig, everybody died, apart from me. Though, everybody else died because those people. Because I did racist jokes, and that's what they came for. Remember that?
Well,
Like they wanted Zuma jokes, and you know what I mean. They didn't want to hear any intelligent jokes. That was for sure.
hold on, guys. I got someone in the comments is already dishing out some roast material here. This one's addressed to you.
Oh, yeah?
To you, Rory. It's from it's from Yazid Solomons, who says Rory sounds like young Alfred from Batman, which I guess is
that's pretty good. That is pretty good. I want to ask Yazid how he's even watching this broadcast. Like how many yellow pages is he standing on to see his laptop on the table? That's my question. Okay, answer. So, if you recall, I met you through Facebook because I was a few months into comedy, and I was actually shooting this event out in Easter River.
Yes.
And I was doing this joke about, I thought it was very original, about the guard she's saying to me, "Are you sus? You sus?" And then I watched the video. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm doing Joe Emilio's joke." I think you had a video at the comedy club. So I sent you my video. I was like, I promise you, I'm not copying you. It's unreal. And that's how we met. Facebook.
I must say,
swipe right.
I must commend you on that, Rory, because not a lot of comedians do that, where they realize that they may have accidentally taken a joke or said a joke that a fellow comedian has, and you actually inbox me, "Hey man, check this out. Is this cool?" We didn't debate, we discussed it. And then you were very gracious to say, like, "Okay, cool, it's your joke. I'm not going to do it again." And that is something I have to always respect you and commend you for, because not a lot of comedians do that. And Yaseen and Keith,
awesome.
Not that you guys do it, but just it's a good. I use your example a lot, Rory, when I do comedy coaching. That's what you guys should do if you encounter a comedian that might be saying the same thing, or you know that you may have said the same thing. just ask. Just say, hey, can we discuss this? Because that's really the best way to handle it.
Yeah.
Keith, I'm gonna DM you after this because you've been stealing all my things, Keith.
Joe, it would have been nice. It would have been nice to know you before I started doing jokes at the armchair. I could have used that advice. Honestly, it would have helped me a lot.
Well, maybe you should stop using Facebook jokes. Start from there.
Oh, snap.
I can't help it. I can't help it.
All right, so you guys have obviously been friends for some time. How are you guys?
I wouldn't call it friends. I wouldn't call it friends. Like very loosely. Myself and Yaseen are quite decent, but that guy at the bottom. To be honest, absolutely honest, I just use Rory's British accent to get girls. That's all. That's why he's my friend. Yeah. Other than that,
I don't think it's working. I don't think.
Yeah, that's weird.
Considering that my entire set is about being single, it's definitely not working.
All right, so we have quite a few people watching. So, ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget that you can donate. It's very easy. You just go to that, you scan that QR code, or go to the link if you're watching on YouTube in the description. Please donate to these guys. We're going to split it 3 ways between them. And yeah, we don't have a stage to be on, so this would really, really help us during the lockdown. So please, and if you can, please give this a share on Facebook and let people know that we are chatting. So let's quickly touch on this. One by one, you guys can tell me why you started. And I really want to know which comedian do each of you individually inspire? Like, who gives you inspiration? Which one, international or loco, that you guys look up to? Let's start with Yaseen.
All right. So like, I loved Eddie Murphy's Raw and Delirious. Two of my favorites. But I am a lifetime fan of what just happened to this guy. I'm a lifetime fan of Dave Chappelle.
Yes.
But my style of comedy, my idol, the icon that I choose is Mitch Hedberg. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Big fan. So I try to emulate his career in a way.
And Rory?
Look, can I be honest? I don't really follow that many comedians that closely, but I've always loved British humor. Mm-hmm. So, Ricky Gervais, one of my favorites.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God. This guy's giving me anxiety attacks. It's not good for my mental health, guys. Rory, what are you doing?
Did you guys see the nun at the back? Did you see the nun? Very cool. So, yeah. Did I scare away Yaseen? Come back. Where's Yaseen?
No, he's here. We're all here. You're the one that fucked off.
Ricky Gervais. That's a favorite, especially before he got famous and started roasting celebrities. Like his writing, is one of my favorite writers. Mm-hmm. That's it, man.
Cool.
What about you, Keith?
Excuse me?
What about you, Keith?
Oh, no. You guys know what is already. Robbie Collins. Like, I've got three. I've got three guys that I look up to, like comics. It's Robbie Collins. I honestly don't have a favorite. It's Robbie Collins, Neil Green, Calvin H. Like, yeah, those are my three favorites, hands down. Like, the reason I say that is because growing up, I didn't watch stand-up. Like, to me, Dave Chappelle, I didn't know Dave Chappelle did stand-up, apart from his skits and the little bit he did in the Dave Chappelle show. I think I only saw Killing Me Softly, like, when I was 18 or 19. Like, Eddie Murphy, I thought was an actor. Jim Carrey as well. I didn't know, like, there was stand-up as well. So, yeah.
Yeah,
so I don't have many international guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the same boat when I first started. I didn't know that all these actors did stand-up comedy. It was really cool to see them. So we got a few comments that I showed on the screen. I'll just let you guys know. Alouette thinks that Keith, you are so funny. You have a fan, Keith?
Thank you. Thank you.
Keith is literally the funniest though.
Nelson Tegavea has joined into the conversation.
Nelson.
And
Ask Nelson when he's going to give me boxing lessons again. Just in case I get into a fight with Ruairi. And I've got some.
well, Nelson's
skills.
actually kind of roasting you at the moment. He sent a question in and he says, "Do you look up to them because you're short, Keith?"
Am I that short?
Keith is not that
I am.
short. Keith is like
No, but I am
this much short.
Yeah, but I don't have any friend that I'm taller than.
Okay.
You know? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Make
like
friends
you
with
say,
Yaseen.
Wait, is Yaseen? I'm sorry, is Nelson taller than you?
I think so.
That's probably why.
So make friends with Yaseen.
Okay, cool.
Who is this
Yazid,
Yazid?
I'll give
Yazid
you.
is funny. No, Yazid is
Yazid, I'll
funny. I
give you
saw
Keith's
him
number.
yesterday.
Okay.
I saw Yazid yesterday on one of the lives, and he was funny. On Mario's live, and he was so funny.
Okay. Has he been on stage before? Like, has he performed at an open mic night?
Who?
Yazid.
Mario. Oh, I don't know him. I just saw him
You're
yesterday on a
speaking
live.
like you know him.
I don't know the guy.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you guys another question. This one should be interesting. I know that you guys are young in your career, but I'm sure it's already happened. Worst gig experience so far?
Listen, before we start, I can't see Yaseen. Can you guys see him?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Thanks, Yaseen, for blocking me.
All right, so again, you guys can tell me your worst gig experience so far. We'll start with Keith for this one.
But actually, I don't know if it counts. It was the very first time I did stand up, but I didn't do it properly. It was a case of I made friends with comics and now I can do comedy.
Mm-hmm.
A case like that, and people actually when you see on TV, there's people boo you off stage.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me.
Really?
Like I didn't just die. Like people wanted me to leave. Like somebody said, like
That's
in
crazy.
the middle of my set, somebody just said in the middle of the set, like knock knock, and I should have never interacted with him. I was like, who's there? And he's like, you boring dude, get off stage.
Why?
I think no. You see what happened was that a couple of days before the gig, it was Mandela Day, like the 67 minutes for Mandela. And I did jokes that I think were legitimately funny, but I didn't know you're not allowed to make fun of Mandela.
Of course not.
So I did gags about like if Mandela came out of jail, if I was him, I'd go like straight to a strip club, or like I did gags about like the reason why they put his face on the money was for all the years that he was in jail. So like that's why they tip strippers with Mandela money. But yeah, people weren't feeling it. They were just like,
Yeah,
get off.
And just
Don't
like
talk about. You don't joke about Madiba.
and just like
Okay.
that, we lost half of our audience. Thank you, Keith. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for
I'm
being
sorry.
here. I'm kidding. Yazid answered my question. He says, yes, Joe, I've been on stage before. Please invite me to a gig. Yazid, we're in lockdown now, but definitely when we open up, absolutely, bro. I'd love to have you on stage. I'm open to that. So get my number from any one of these guys. They have it. Cool. So, Ruairi, worst gig experience ever?
There were two. One was the first time I met you in person at Anclass, Stellenbosch. Terrible night. But I applaud you for hosting 110% to all 6 people. It was a horrible gig.
The way you worded
then-
sorry, hold on. The way you worded that now, you were like, "Oh, it was the night I met you." So I thought you were gonna say that the night you met me, it was a shit gig because you met me. But thank you for not saying that.
Look, you were hosting, but the second one, it was at Nomad. and you know the minute you just get on stage, you're not feeling it, and you just know you're rubbish. But now you have to commit. And what was worse is just to the left of me, like massive South African comic to headline, and each punchline that didn't land, and there was complete silence. It was basically being Jamie Foxx, just going, "Oh damn, 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 damn." It was kind of dead. It was. I went home and just stared at the wall for 2 hours. Yeah.
All right. Well, very quickly before we get on to Yaseen, let's see here. Keith is now Mandela Guy. Okay, that's Amir who said that. Nathan Brooks has joined in. Hello, Nathan, old friend of mine. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. And then we have a question from Storm who says, what drives you to keep going? We'll address that just now. Remind me, guys, to answer that question after Yaseen. And then getting roasted as you leave the stage by the MC, says Riyadh Hassan, probably talking about a bad experience or worst thing that's happened to him. That is, I hate it when MCs do that, but I mean, at the same time, it's understandable. I get why they do it, so it's fine. I'm even guilty of it, to be honest. Yaseen Baker, worst gig experience ever?
I literally have never. No, I'm kidding.
This guy's good. He's never had a bad gig.
No.
Yaseen's comedy career is like his beard. It's perfect, guys. It's perfect.
It's not perfect, but
it's perfect.
Thank you for saying that, Keith. Thank you for saying that. But no, okay, it hasn't been as bad as the two of theirs, because I mean, my career is like not a baby, 9 months old. But I think at one of Pius's gigs, where, man, it wasn't my audience. They weren't getting any of my jokes, like nothing. Like my 7 minutes. My 7 minutes set lasted 4 minutes because there was no laughter in between, and I was like, thank you guys, you've been like just okay, bye, and I left immediately. Yeah, that was it.
Was this a recent gig or like a first time, like when you just started?
No. It was in December.
Oh, okay.
Was that Milk?
Well, sorry, say again?
Was that Milk and Honey?
No, it wasn't Milk and Honey. It was that coffee shop in Obbs.
Okay.
Oh, I know. Drawing Room.
Yes, that one.
I know. Yes. All right, so let's.
I'm like the Carter of comedy, guys. Just ask me anything you want. I know all the gigs. I know all the comedians.
In Carter, how old are you? We say Google, Keith. We say Google. Come on.
I'm not a millennial. I'm not even a born free. Let's just keep it at that.
Okay. All right. So going back to Storm's question, what drives you guys to keep going? That's a very good question. We'll start with Rory on this one.
I think the more you do it, and the more often your material lands and the audience connects with you, it motivates you. So even though you're dying, sometimes when you start to realize people like the material and what you're trying to say, it makes you want to think up new ways of doing material, trying to come up with new stuff. And it's like, I don't think anything can quite compare with killing a crowd. That high that you get, it's incredible. So I think all comics are always chasing that. So it's always looking for the next fix.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same. I think I do it for that rush, for that that adrenaline. I don't think there's anything that has ever given me that. And also, it's like sharing a part of you. Okay, it's like sharing a part of you because you came up, you created these jokes, and people are appreciating it for what it is, and that's just like amazing. Comes part of it. Okay, whatever, go on. Enough subby. Enough sobbiness. Go on, Yuki.
No, go on. That was so nice.
No,
I'm listening so
I'm done.
intently.
I'm done.
So
There's,
I don't know, because mine is like very complicated. I'm basically Joe. I'm like, you know what happened to Dave Chappelle? Like we had this whole thing about his morals, and he was fighting with it. Do you remember that?
Mhm.
So I'm basically like Dave Chappelle without the money. Like there's no 50 million, and I walked away. That's basically me. Like yeah, I fell out of love with comedy for a while.
Okay.
There's a lot of different reasons, a lot of things, and I didn't feel like doing it just for the heck of it. Like I wasn't enjoying the jokes. I wasn't enjoying. I was getting laughs in that, but I wasn't happy doing what I was doing. I think I fell into a of trying to be like other successful comics around me, and I lost kind of what I wanted to do. And I think I've just the last couple of weeks rediscovered that, and I just want, and as well, like comedy for me is like there's a bigger thing to it, if I can put it that way. It's like there's bigger audiences and bigger crowds that I want to reach. Like I suffer with a condition called psoriasis, and like I want to be there for kids that have psoriasis, that chase their dreams and don't wait 10 years like I did. So it's bigger than comedy. Like I mean, for all of us, it's like that. Like there might be a young Muslim comic who wants to have a perfect beard and he looks up to Yaseen Baker. You know what I'm saying? There might be a British guy from South Africa that looks up to Ruairi. I mean, there's a lot of youth in Cape Town that you can inspire, Joe, that want to be Americans. I mean, especially in the colored community. but yeah, it's just to be, it's like bigger than comedy, and I just hope that I'll get to a stage where comedy can be that platform for people to actually see key. If it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense, man. It's very noble as well of what you're saying, and it's very true. I think some comedians would love to be able to spread the laughter, especially if someone's having, like, that's why I do it. I want to, if someone's having a bad day, if someone's like in a really down mood and they come to a show and they laugh at me, that's fine. As long as I made them forget their problems for even just 2 seconds, like it means a lot to me. And yeah, so that's actually a really good answer. All of you gave great answers. So I just want to again touch on the comments that are coming through. Yaseen Solomon says, Joe sounds so trustworthy, like a good lawyer. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Thank you very much. I'm not a lawyer, but thank you.
Sucking up.
Nelson de Gavea has an interesting comment here. Yaseen Baker, the worst gig was when he stole those headphones from his kids to join you guys on this show. The roast continues. Hashtag the roast continues. Wait, there's more.
These are my daughter's headphones, by the way.
But you're owning it. You're owning it.
Because
Yes, guys.
Nadira said Yaseen's signature Barbie headphones.
She's my wife, by the way. I can't believe she's like roasting me from upstairs.
That's real love. That's true love. That's true love.
Oh man, just comments are coming in. Hold on, I'm trying to catch up here.
Can I just say something quickly, Joe? Just to interrupt you.
Yeah, sure.
Just something that before I forget. I know when you said now all three of us gave good answers the last time, right? Like I'm sure if we had to rank it, Rory's would be at the bottom, then Yaseen's, then mine, right? You know, kind of like Trump. You know, like your show as well, Joe. This show of yours is amazing. Like I mean, there's a lot of comics doing lives, Joe. But your live is the best, Joe. Your live is the best. Like, there are no other lives. There are no other lives. This is the best live. This is the best live. Yeah.
Don't
do drugs.
Do you notice how I didn't do? Hold on. Do you notice how I didn't do a Trump accent with that? You know why? Because I can't.
All right, I dare you guys right now.
That was a subliminal at somebody.
I dare you guys. Give me your best Trump accent. Come on. Right now.
No,
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
That's just American. That's not Trump. He's copying me.
The thing is, if I do an accent, then I'll become like the Cape Town Lala, and I don't want that.
Oh, snap. Too soon.
I don't want
Too
that.
soon.
Yeah.
I don't want that. No, but you guys know what? I went in. Like I went in on Lala on Facebook. I don't know if you guys saw that. Like it annoyed me. I was
Oh,
upset.
what do you mean by in?
No, not like that. Yeah, come on, man. This might be a family show. Somebody might be sitting there and like, hey guys, we're gonna watch Yaseen Baker tonight, and they're sitting there with their kids, and are you speaking like this?
This
You're
is,
very
this
much
is
that.
not a family show. This is definitely not
Not a
a
Oh,
fan.
okay.
family okay, cool. So, does anybody have any questions for these guys in the comments? Please don't forget that you can comment and you can ask questions, but don't make it too rude, please. Oh, there we go. Shaheem Tamur. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Roy Abrams may have a career in sound effects. My 3-year-old has been making Hadida noises since watching this live. Or his live, sorry. Are you good
Do
at
the
sound
sound.
effects?
Oh, boy.
Do the sound. What are you talking about? Do the sound.
No, I think it's a reference to the Hadidar video I posted where I was speaking very creatively about Hadidars. Something like this.
Can they do it, guys?
What? Oh my word. This is how bored we are at lockdown. This is how bored we are. How did you even
talking about
discover
a
that?
hunter, I've got an owl. Lockdown's given me an owl. Like the animals here in my area all coming back. Like there's an owl just sits outside my window every night. Like this is the closest I've been to Hogwarts. Like I've always wanted to go to Hogwarts, and this is like the closest.
No, but I think
But then in the morning there's like 2 Egyptian geese, which I hate.
Yassin made the observation last week when he said, "Don't the birds seem louder?" which was actually very profound. We're noticing more and more things.
I am profound, eh?
Sometimes.
You are.
Oh man. Oh, this is nice. Yes, Yazid Solomon's commented again and said, Keith, I don't know who you are, but you are cock funny. Yaseen Rory, you're okay.
Oh, thank you, Yazid. Thank you. I enjoyed this segment like yesterday about the braaiing and stuff, and braaiing his neighbors like a chicken and stuff. It was so funny.
Can you guys go private after this? Like, what else going on?
Isn't that Rory's line?
All right, so here's an interesting question that I've got for you. You guys are part of that Roast Masters thing that happens every year. Tell us about that. Tell people about that. How does that work, and who's the best out of the 3 of you?
We're not part of it. I think we partook in one or two that has happened, but I mean we're not on the organizing committee or anything.
Okay, well,
But if you want to take part and roast Rory, you're more than welcome to do it.
Feel free to tag me and Keith.
So the whole
That's what Mandela would have wanted you to do.
yeah, so the roast event is organized by Rowan Clegg and Kashi Stellenboom. I partook in the first one, and just the first one. I think it was over 4 nights, and it was actually terrible. You write the jokes, they feel funny, but then when you do them on stage and you're doing it to someone you actually like, and you think this could actually be hurting this person, that's how I felt after I destroyed Austin in front of his mum, IML. But and then when I went up against Buffer, I just wrote stupid stuff, and he killed me with divorce jokes. And I was like, after that, I'm done. I do write jokes for everyone else. So.
And are you guys judged when you do a round, or how does that work?
Yeah, there was a panel of comics who would give feedback and say X and Y, etc.
Okay, so the judges don't roast you back like, oh, you should quit your comedy career or anything like that.
Yeah, no, they did.
They do.
I remember Dustin was very, very sad.
Rory doesn't need the judges to tell him that. He knows it.
Do you want to make it a bit? Just,
No one heard that. You need to sort out your connection.
All right. So Nelson is asking a serious question here. What genre or type of comedy would you like jump into if someone dared you? So I'll read it again. What genre or type of comedy would you like to jump into if someone dared you to? That doesn't really make sense because if someone dared you to,
Self-deprecation.
wow, that's
You didn't have to think about that.
yeah, Keith, you need
Yeah,
to get out, man.
I love making fun. I feel no, but honestly, I
Keith, are
feel if
you
I make
okay?
fun
Yeah.
of myself, no.
No,
I feel if I make fun of myself, that gives me the right to make fun of you. That makes sense.
that is true.
Like
That
people
is
are more
true.
open. People are being more open to like being roasted. Like if I make a joke about me first, then I can make a joke about you, and it's a bit easier.
All right,
Okay.
I would like to explore dwarfism. I feel that's a very untapped market, like jokes about dwarfs. So if we could do a gig purely dedicated to short people, it can be hosted by Yaseen Solomon. It would be a great night. Everyone will have to seated on their butts in the chairs. But that's an untapped market.
Although Yazid is quite tall in the dwarf world.
well, at least that's a compliment in some level. All right, and Yassine, is there any genre you would like to be dared to take?
I don't know, eh? I haven't thought about it. I mean, any, dare me, I'll try it.
All right, well let's
Modeling, the guest
modeling.
model. You'd be a good guest model.
what tell us about your styles, each one of you. So we'll start with Yassine. Your style is of comedy.
I do one-liners. I do play on words, dad jokes, if you will. Not deadpan exactly, but yeah, under the umbrella of one-liners.
Okay, and
That's me.
I got a follow-up question to that. Are you a dad?
I am to two kids.
2 kids. How old are they?
The eldest is 7, and the youngest will be 2 in June.
Wow. Okay. Good. Well, congratulations, I guess.
Thank
well
you.
done.
Really.
Rory, your turn for that question.
Well, according to the Comedy Cartel website that you wrote, watching stories, I don't know. I don't know. I sometimes do one-liners. I've moved more and more into stories, but it's very, very dry. Sometimes very deadpan. And then I think Irshad said maybe I'm going more into rant comedy as well, where I sound like I'm just ranting, which is great because I'm also a dad as well. There's lots to rant about when you're a father. So
Sweet. And Keith?
Like I said, it's weird because of the break that I had, but I think I was doing kind of, I don't know, it was like a mixture of, I won't say one-liners, but like a play on words. So it's a story, but it's just like a play on words. But I'm trying to change my style to, I'm trying to change it to like storytelling again.
Okay.
Like that's what I want to do. That's what I've always wanted to do. Like I want to, when I leave the stage, I want people to know me a bit better.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my aim. I'm trying to change what I've been doing.
All right. Yasid, I have to put this comment up because this made me laugh. Sorry. Yasid is responding to Yaseen for that roast. He says, Yasid is saying, "Lol, sec." Yaseen, sec. Yaseen is a colored Ned Flanders with a beard.
Oh, wow! I think we were speaking about the roast earlier. It was Bevan Boyson who went up against me and said exactly the same thing.
And then he
What
said,
the hell?
and then he says, "Sec Rory looks like the sound guy on a soapy set." Yo. I can see it. I can definitely see it.
like an ETV soap,
Because of
like
the
an
yeah,
ETV
like he's
soap.
got the hat back and everything.
This is an homage to Yaseen when he's on stage. That's why I thought I'd split the cap for extra fullness level.
You
You know,
guys.
Rory looks like. Do you remember that song, Scatman? He looks like that guy, Scatman. The
Captain,
moustache. Sorry, Rory. It just popped in my head. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
so
I love you.
it's something. Keith looks like he's doing his live stream from 6 p.m. and he's just sitting right in front of the sun. Where is this glow coming from? Like, what the hell? Do you have a heat lamp?
That's what happens. That's what happens when you do lives on an overhead projector, Rory. You don't see a proper picture. So,
All right.
I love you. I love you, Rory. I'll send you Bob's and Vajan in the DMs after this.
All right, so you guys wanted me to maybe talk about this, or wanted us to maybe talk about this. So this is an interesting thing that's happening at the moment. Most of the comedians now around the country are going to live stuff. So they go live stream, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and you guys wanted to discuss which comics do you think the content is working, and what's it been like performing to scrolling comments, much like we are now.
It's weird. A lot of people are doing sketches as well. Some of them have been funny. others not so much. You guys need friends to tell you to stop doing it. But no. There's been quite a few. Mario's lockdown essay, I think it's called. It's amazing. Sophie's scenes on screens is amazing as well. Robbie Collins has one. Man, there's quite a few. The Goliaths have another one. It's also amazing. Yeah, so I mean, I think this lockdown is kind of forcing people to, get creative and put like cool things out there under the circumstances. So big ups to those. The rest of you can be viewers.
Roy, what's your take on it?
So the first kind of online content I watched was Scenes on Screens, organized by Sophie, and I thought the concept was cool. And then watching it, I think I saw it was Pius and then Chantel Jax, and I was like, okay, this is weird, because also just like the interface and the most entertainment came from the comments. I think Pius, I think he was holding something. Was it
a spoon?
Some kind of cutlery? Yeah, a spoon. And then Yaseen said Reese Witherspoon's brother or something like that. So everyone is heckling in the comments. Chantel was doing her thing. I think it was Simi Arif. He said, "Hey, that's a prison door in the background. Nothing to do with her material whatsoever." I'm not gonna partake in this. Like, it's just wow.
And Keith?
So you're against it?
For me, it's weird because I've been off social media for a while. So like I'm seeing the different platforms like Facebook's content I'm not that much into. And I'll tell you why. Instagram I've liked, but the reason I don't like Facebook is because it's all kind of the same to me. Like I don't want to offend anybody, which I'm probably gonna do now. But it's like to do content on Facebook, you've got to have like there's two essentials to do comedy skits on Facebook. It's like as a person of color, you've got to have a Snapchat filter and you've got to wear a dress, and then you'll make it. So it's like everybody's doing that on Facebook, I've noticed, and it's just like I don't get it. Like I'm a huge fan of Dave Chappelle, and we all know his stance on guys putting on dresses. So nothing against it, but 95% of the guys on Facebook are doing that. So I don't enjoy that. They've got lots of followers, so good for you. But the IG lives I enjoy, the Instagram lives I enjoy. But so I enjoy obviously Mario's one, because Mario's one is the one that got me into it. And the cool thing is like, even though there's comics doing comedy, the people watching, it's more about them in the comments than it is about the person interviewing. Like for me, when I did it, cool. But when I was in the comments, it's about me chatting to Yaseen every night, or chatting to Titi Rebo every night, or whoever else comes on, Obakeng or whoever, and Nabila, chatting to them, and we develop a relationship. And so I've got three that I love. It's Altaf and Candace, who don't have a lot of
Altaf
followers,
and
but
Candace.
I love their content. They don't
How
have,
can I forget
and
that one?
the cool thing about Alan and Candace is they don't have a lot of followers, so you can. So if you send a message, they're gonna read it. You're interacting with them, which is quite cool. And then Mario's is cool as well. There's Robbie's is just so big. It's like a Comedy Central roast. Like anything goes. And like his is like 4 hours long, and it's people doing whatever and going crazy. But the thing I like about the three of that, or especially Robbie's, is that while everybody else is making content for the viewers, he's genuinely doing it to pass the time and having fun. And that's what's cool. Oh yes, and Laz and Mojack. This is funny as well. Like the other day, they spent 20 minutes talking about a lemon.
A lemon.
Like a lemon, and it was funny. It's like, she's guys are talented. So that's the ones I love. Yeah, sorry for being so boring, guys.
No.
Oh yes, Joe. Before I forget, if anybody that's watching, I've got this book that I've been using. It's called Drawing, a complete guide. So if anybody wants sketches and stuff, I've done a sketch of Ruairi and Yaseen already. If anybody's interested,
It's beautiful.
yeah, put in offers. We'll sign it for you. I've even done. I don't
see
think you guys will be able to see it. I don't think you guys will be able to see this. But I did one early on because I felt so bad about talking like that about Lala. So I did one. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll post it on
No, we can't.
Facebook
It's
later.
blurry.
Oh, I'll post it on
It's like a
Facebook
Sing
later.
said.
Yeah. And I'm still upset about the apology, man. But okay, let's move on.
I have no idea what happened. Can someone explain to me what just happened? What? Okay.
It's not funny. It's not funny enough. It's not funny enough. I don't think so. We don't have to talk about
What?
it.
Okay.
No,
All right.
to me, it's okay. Yeah. Sorry, Joe. I rant on. You
No,
can
it's
ask the
fine.
question.
It's fine. No, you guys can talk as well. If you guys have any questions, I mean, to ask each other, I mean, that's also fine.
I actually wanted to know something like from you guys. Like, what do you do? What keeps you centered during lockdown? Because I had like a very bad day yesterday evening. Like, it was actually like was angry for the first time, and I was just like thinking about what actually has kept me centered and kept me sane. And I was just like thinking like, what keeps you guys like sane and stuff during this lockdown?
Playing with social media.
Social media. Did you say social media?
Yeah,
Staying, taking breaks.
What do you know about staying off social media?
I'm starting tomorrow.
Thank the Lord. I'm kidding.
This Joe, I don't know what your take is on like religion and stuff, but it's played a big part for me. Like I know I'm not the biggest God guy, but I've woken up in the morning. I'm doing things that I don't want to do. So like I'm forcing myself to do like a bit of meditation, a bit of yoga, a bit of Bible reading, and it helps me with the day. Like I'm sure Yaseen does the same thing in the mornings. Yaseen, you obviously pray and spend time, creator. Rory obviously does the same thing. He opens up his laptop, looks at his memes.
Awesome.
Well, Yaseen, what do you do? What do you do? And before you answer, hold on one second. I have to address this. Olette David says, made my donation. Olette, thank you so much for donating. Guys, come on, give her a round of applause for donating. Come on, she deserves it. Yay. Thank you so much, guys.
I'm used to getting paid in exposure, so they can do that as well if they want.
Actually, because since starting comedy, it's less than 3 years. Through all of my events, I've earned about 2,500 rand, 3 burgers, 2 pizzas, and 1 death threat. So anything helps. I'm joking about the pizza, the death threat happened.
No, I've gotten pizza before to do gigs, pizzas and Savannahs.
That doesn't work for Yaseen, apparently. He doesn't like being paid in Savannah.
Yeah.
No. I remember asking once to exchange my Savannah for water, And we're like, no, we get sponsored by Savannah. We can't. We can't. We don't get sponsored water. Go drink from the tap or something.
No, but that happened. That happened to me at a gig. I won't say where. And I was like, I'm about to go on stage. I asked the waiter, could you please give me a glass of water, like just for ice or lemon or whatever? It's like, no, sorry, we can't give you water. I'm like, why not? He's like, no, it's day zero. You can't get water. I was like, what? But I'm performing for your boss for free. And I can't get a glass of water. Like, yo. But it was like, if I ever felt like apartheid, you know, it was like that moment there, like, sheesh. The struggle must have been real.
And like that, we've lost another half of our audience. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yaseen, what are you doing to keep yourself sane? What are you doing to like keep your spirits up?
Man, to me, it's work as usual. It's business as usual. I get up in the morning and not go to work, but I work up until about 4:30, and then it's dad and husband duties, you know. So apart from leaving the house, everything else is pretty much the same. Yeah. So I guess I have work and family to keep me sane.
All right. That's pretty much the same as me. I do a bit of part-time graphic design, so I'm sometimes busy with graphic design. Or this channel keeps me quite busy, and I gotta be honest, like I like creating the content on here and doing skits and stuff like that. Because if I am not doing something creative, I'm gonna lose my mind. So speaking of my channel, please guys drop a subscribe. I'm interviewing a lot of comedians within this lockdown, and Barry Hilton's on next week, and that's gonna be very exciting. So here we got.
Oh yes, about.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I watched the episode the other day, which I loved because it was my friend, was Prof Z.
Yeah.
Oh, what a guy!
He's such an interesting guy.
That's one of the nicest guys ever.
Oh,
that guy's so nice, and he's interesting.
His hair, it's perfect.
Oh,
it's beautiful. He has beautiful hair.
He looks like,
flawless.
You can see he could have been a YDE model, like back in the days, you know. Like the YDE models had that certain look and a certain way, and that's my friend Prof Z. Like
my word.
No, but he's a nice guy.
No, he's very nice.
Prof Z looks
I love
like
honestly, yeah.
Prof Z looks like he comes out of the pool slow motion. He's
No,
just like
no,
one
no,
of those guys.
We're not roasting Prof. We're not roasting.
No,
Prof.
it's not. It's like a compliment, and then like.
Oh, okay.
Then, like,
No, then go ahead.
Plays.
Yeah.
And then, like music, you hear music somewhere. I don't know.
Small.
Roy, you need to repeat yourself.
What was that?
No, I was saying like Zayn, he's super clever. Like I'm still processing some of his jokes from last year, like very higher grade stuff.
Well, the guy's
that's like my jokes. It's him like 4 years later.
The guy's like an aquarium specialist type of thing, and his house was very white, like he's some kind of mad scientist. But he was great. He was very interesting.
No, he was in the lab.
Yeah. Well, he was in the lab, and then he went out of the lab, and it was still white. It was crazy. And then a storm.
Question.
Yes.
Oh, well, now you go. Do Storm.
Storm is asking Keith, did you get your book back?
Which book? Oh no, that guy with the letter. Oh, Jozo. No, what happened was I was on my way to Grand West the night of the Chappelle. The Chappelle was down, and then Ryan messaged me to say, we should go through together. So I parked my car at his place, and then he had a drink there, so I had to drive his car back home. And I put my book on the back seat, and I forgot it. It was like my joke book. Like I used to take my joke book everywhere. So I think he still has it. I hope he doesn't read it, because I think.
Thank you. So I've got a question, right? What kind of material do you think the comics will be doing on stage in a few months' time? What do you think are going to be the worst kind of COVID-19 cliches that comedians are doing, and what that we should just probably avoid completely?
That's a good question.
Avoid. I think people dying from it.
Yeah.
That we might not want to talk about.
That's a good one. Yeah.
We might not want to joke about that.
Yeah.
Although there's going to be some host that when I open mic it dies, he's gonna be like, "Oh, son, nigga died like it was COVID-19 up in here." You know how. There's gonna be one guy that's gonna do that. It's probably Rory, but yeah, you'll
I think we should
you'll
stay away
we
from
love him. We
COVID
love
jokes.
him. Right?
I think we should stay away from COVID jokes entirely.
Yeah.
We've all been through it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we've all witnessed jokes. I mean, we're witnessing it right now. I don't think it should be carried on afterwards as well.
I think the comedians will talk about the aftermath, not during. We are all enduring this period of time. Like we're all enduring it, and everyone's talking about it right now. I think a lot of the comics will talk about the aftermath, like what women were like after they came out of COVID, what their wives were like, what their kids were like,
Yeah.
stuff like that. They'll talk
Like
about.
more like the lockdown.
Mm, yeah, exactly.
So more like the lockdown than the actual disease.
Yes,
I
exactly.
think.
Amir's.
Because also.
Sorry, Amir says.
Oh, sorry.
I think you can joke about anything as long as you point it as a positive one. So you can joke about anything about COVID as long as it's a positive one, which is fair. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
We're real experienced.
Yeah, I mean, like it's
Person.
it's a tough one because like I think a lot of it. You know what could happen is actually every comic might think, you know what, everyone's going to talk about COVID, so I'm not going to talk about COVID. Because that's where I'm at. I'm like, the moment we're done with lockdown, the moment we're over COVID, I'm not talking about it because I think everyone's going to be talking about it. So I want to be like, I don't want to talk about it. So I think that might happen.
But that's what
Yeah.
I do as well. Because I don't know if you remember, Yaseen, when I did the last week when I did Mario's thing.
Yeah.
I think I was one of like 90% of the guys after me are all speaking about like not having alcohol, not having cigarettes. They're joking about like the army. It's like things you expect, which I'm not saying they're not funny or anything. Don't get me wrong. Like there's some very, very funny stuff, but it's just like, come on, like if you hear it after 3 times, then it's like, okay, it's cool. It's the same thing. It's the same. You know, like
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to ask you guys actually. Like I'm doing a set on Mario's thing tomorrow night, and what I'm battling with is, do I do like lockdown jokes that the people want, or do I do the jokes that I know works? Because I might not be the funniest on the night, but then I'll be remembered as the comic that didn't do COVID jokes.
I think
No.
that's the answer to your question.
Yeah, go.
Yeah,
What were you saying?
that's what I'm thinking. Like that's what I was thinking. Like I don't know, do I do COVID jokes, which are probably a bit funny, or I just stick to what I know
Just
and
answer
stand out
your
more?
own question.
Can't hear you, Rory. Say that again.
I said he's answered his own question, so don't do COVID jokes.
Okay. And Yaseen, what do you think?
Yeah. Firstly, thanks, Mario, for the invitation to be on your comedy show happening tomorrow, apparently. Thank you.
Shout out to Mario.
and also don't do COVID jokes. They're not going to be funny.
Yeah, I think.
Look, I'm usually not funny anyway, so.
I think in the current climate, I mean, just in this conversation alone, the 4 of us have agreed that COVID jokes are already getting old. So I don't think by the time this is all done, we're going to be talking about it. We're going to be like, okay, what happened afterwards? Maybe we'll talk about how we felt when the news was, hey, lockdown's over, woo, or whatever. But yeah, we'll. I don't think we're going to talk about COVID stuff. I don't know. Okay, so I'm just looking at the comments here. Shaheen.
But I think you can do COVID stuff, but it's just got to be so far out of the box. Like it's got to be that good. Like a comic, like for example, a guy that I like a lot, KG. KG can do listeriosis jokes and make it funny.
Yeah.
He can do whatever the topic is, and he can kill it, and it's the funniest joke. It's just about
how you say
what you do. Be sensitive. It must be sensitive and be funny.
Yeah. No, that's true.
And you can do it.
That's true. If you can come up with a really good COVID joke, why not? But I don't think everyone's going to be talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shaheen Tamur says, Rory, this is for Rory, Keith, and Yaseen. What was your first impression of one another? That's a very good question. I like that question. So, Yaseen, you go first. What was your impression of Rory and Keith? First impression.
Man, first impression. Yeah, I don't know, eh? I know Keith spoke. So I actually like physically met Keith at my debut performance, which was at Nomad, and so like naturally with the first performance, there are so much nerves. I am going through my gags, like profusely, hardcore, and Keith was just like, "All right, do this. You'll be fine." Like giving me advice, and it comes from a good place, from a sweet place, looking out for me. But I'm like not in the frame of mind to be listening to anything, and I'm just like, so sweet, but Keith, shut up. But and Rory, I think he has sort of been like my motivation, like the guy encouraging me since day one. So I think he has there's like a soft spot in my heart for him.
You should not have
I'm
said
not,
that.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to say that. So yeah, man.
Rory's
I look
head
up
is
to him- I
currently
look
bigger
up to
than
him in a bit.
AKA's. You know that?
It's
I
okay.
thought you were gonna
It's
say
okay.
honestly.
All right.
So yes, I mean I love them both. So I love them both. Yes.
Rory, what was your first impression of Yaseen and Keith?
Yaseen, when did I actually meet you in the flesh? Because we had like a little online relationship. Where did we meet physically? I don't remember.
Sounds
It
like you met on
was-
Tinder.
it Yes.
Or
Yes.
Grindr.
We were a match. No, it was yes,
Did
the
Hansi
first time
find you guys?
was with
Okay.
you shot as well at the coffee shop. We went through my gags.
Oh, a little rhymes. Oh, cool. So then, yeah, no, my first impression, this kind of gentle, giant ex-rugby player, soft beard, soft hands, and we thought we are going to launch this guy into comedy. And then with Key, met him at Brass Bell as well, and I couldn't help but think, like when I was watching him perform, just thinking like all of his clothes were too big for him. Like did his father know that he raided his store? But like even, but no, he was a very nice, authentic guy, still in contact. So and sorry, with Nomad, Yaseen and Keith met at Yaseen's debut. It was my second time hosting, and Yaseen did really well. He did really, really well for his first time. So
Okay.
That was
Yaseen
good,
doesn't
that was
think so. Keith, what was your
It was
first
okay.
impression of Rory and Yaseen?
I don't know, because it was a bit weird because I was a bit of an asshole back then before I took the break. Kind of like the master of my own universe sort of thing. Rory, he was cool. I remember you dropped me off at home that night because I came with Regan, and Regan had to drop Chanel off or something afterwards. Remember?
yeah,
And
but
then
also some geezer has worse. Like is your room like filling up with water? Because I just hear. Am I the only one that can hear that?
Yeah,
So-
someone
so-
lives close to the beach.
yeah.
Not me.
So Rory dropped me off at home, and I told Rory like the easiest way for him to get to town from my house would be to go up, turn right, turn left, and you're on the M3. And Rory dropped me off, and when he drove away, instead of turning right, he turned left. He didn't listen to me like at all, and that's when I knew we were gonna be friends. Like we were gonna be good friends. And yeah, I think like a week later, he contacted me about some gag that I told him about, and we worked on it on the phone. And then yeah, we've been tight ever since. Like he's helped me through his past comedy as well. As much as I rag on him, he's a nice guy. I don't think I joke with anybody else the way I joke with him. That's just, I don't know, he brings the worst out of me. But he's a good guy, eh? He's a good guy.
Oh.
Yaseen. Oh, don't let me get started about Yaseen. Yaseen's so sweet. I even walked Yaseen. I walked Yaseen to his car the first day he did his first gig. Do you remember that? I walked you to your car.
Did you guys kiss?
And you were like, Keith, I need to go now.
You
And I'm like, but
did.
Yaseen, I need to talk to you. You're so nice. Do
Did you guys kiss?
you remember that?
Was it nice? Did you guys kiss?
He got into his car and drove away. Still heartbroken. I'm still single.
Us when you met us for the first.
I'm sorry, say that again.
What were your impressions, Joe, of us when you met us for the first time?
I thought you guys were like fucking stupid. No, I'm kidding. Yaseen, I met when I did the competition, and no. I think I met you at that gig that Justin Ray was organizing. Do you remember? And
No,
Arlene
that was the second time.
Was that the second time? When was the first time?
Yeah, was that the competition?
Okay.
The for food's sake happened like a week after the first round of the competition or something like that.
Well, look, I never have any problems with comedians. I enjoy watching comedians. So for Yaseen, I thought you were the mini-me version of Yaseen Barnes, not in comedy, just like you look like the mini-me version of him. And then Ruairi, I met you online because of that conversation we had. Then I eventually got to meet you at, I think it was Unclass where we met the first time. And I was like, he's a cool guy, nice guy from Britain. That's cool. Fucking accent. And then Keith, I don't think we've met in person.
What?
No, we have. I think you just never remember me.
Where? Tell me where. Where did we meet?
Which is weird. No, we've met a few times. Like I think at Nomad a couple of times. I don't know if you were with your girlfriend then.
Probably.
But you were with like a female who had your attention. So, and then we met at Dylan's gig a few times. Hanover Street.
Oh yes, that's right. But yeah, but you see, like,
Times.
no,
but
like,
I don't. The thing is, I used to think like this Joe Emilio guy. He never ever remembers me. But then the stuff I've heard about you, you're such a nice guy. It's like, it's probably just I'm not good enough. I'm not funny enough yet.
No, man. I honestly, clearly I don't remember. But that's the thing. Like, you and I have never actually sat down and had a chat together. That's the problem. So if you and
I could have just been like a hi or whatever.
Exactly, like, oh, hey, how are you? You know, that kind of thing, which we do with everyone. So, and you're right. I think the girl you're talking about is actually my wife now, so that's why I was distracted.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you. So yeah.
Sure. I was probably like, why is this crowd member at every show? Why is this guy coming to this audience member at every show, shaking my hand?
Wait, Joe, didn't you get married really quickly? Because I remember just seeing status update, I'm engaged. Next day, I'm married. Am I just seeing that wrong? Like, was it quite a short? Oh, it was. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's incredible.
Yeah, we
online. How did?
No, we got engaged, and then literally we were like, okay, when do we want to get married? And then we noticed that it was a leap year, so we're like, cool, that's going to be cool if we can get married on the 29th of February, and that's what we did. So now it's like a nice story to tell.
Did you do that so it feels like you've been married? Then it has. What was the?
You're cutting up so badly. Repeat that.
Yeah.
You get married on that date, so down the line your marriage feels more compressed. Like, what was the motivation for that?
I don't want to say yes, so that it's really just to have that interesting conversation, because if you're together for 4 years, that's technically, or I don't know if it's even technically, but it's counted as a year, but it's also counted as 4 years, which is why I like talking about it. So yeah, I don't know. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. If you get married on a leap year, or better yet, if there's anyone born on the 29th of February, maybe you can answer me that question. How do you celebrate your birthday? Every 4 years or every year? It's the same concept.
I have a friend in the UK who was born in a leap year, and we still Chris Stevenson, and we still like when we chat, we ask him like, what is it like to still be 5 years old? So it's just one of those weird things.
Yeah. So let me just catch up on the comments here. Someone says here, I also tried to joke with him. I think these guys are having their own conversation in the chat, which is fine. Watching this, her eyebrow raised. I'd like to meet you.
Joe, I just have a public service announcement to make.
Mm-hmm.
For the next 2 weeks of lockdown, my DMs are still open. Like if there's any ladies or anybody's lonely, I'm single.
Do any of you
so
guys,
my DMs are open, guys. My DMs are open.
Do any of you guys know a Tracy Lee Wagner?
Yeah, from Facebook.
Well, she's on YouTube and she's watching and she's having a ball of a time in the chats. So that's cool. She's watching.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Tracy, for
Thank
watching.
you, Tracy.
Thank you, Tracy.
She says, Storm says, a Rory left my house. Story in the 69th minute of the stream. Neat. Okay. Thanks for the update.
Storm, the first problem there, Storm, is that she let Rory to your house.
Well, Storm is proper than not seeing the comments or anything.
Storm, that's his name. I think it's Storm Johnson.
Storm Legacy.
Johnson, Storm, something like that. He was actually going to be on the competition, and then he couldn't make it, which was sad.
Don't touch your nose, Yaseen.
I actually thought Storm was a lady because of this name.
It's a guy. No, it's a guy.
Oh yes. You know else I've seen in the comments that is really funny that I want to send a shout out to a zombie mom. I don't know who that is, but that person is so funny. That person is so funny. I love that person, honestly.
Zombie mom. I don't see a zombie mom, but anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you, anyone and everyone who's watching. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to donate to these guys. They really need the help. Well, they don't really need the help. I'm just saying, as performers, we don't have a stage, and every cent helps at this stage. I'm just trying to help out my fellow performers. Guys, do you have any questions for each other? Like, I mean, we're almost done. Is there anything quickly that you feel we can talk about? Or do you guys want to roast each other for the last 5 minutes? What do you guys want to do?
No. Okay. Wait. I have a question.
I love this guy.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Who, in our own individual opinions, who out of us do you think is the funniest?
I think we all have our moments.
You're the Beyonce of the group. You are the Beyonce of the group because you're trying to split us up already. You're like Justin in instant or not good. Because we were fine. Now you ask questions like this.
Wait, I have a question. I have a flipping question. What the hell is a rech boy? Why do you keep? What the hell is a rech boy and a pump wachen or whatever? What the hell are you doing?
If you were truly, Keith, wait. If you were truly a pumpwagen, you would know what a pumpwagen is.
Exactly.
So is it a good thing?
What's a rech boy?
No, don't make me. I'm gonna have to take away your colored card. You can't not know what rech is and be colored. You just make it note. I love you, Rory.
All right. So what was the question again? Someone asked a question. Someone said something.
I actually have a question for the two of them. I forgot it now.
Oh, I remember now. Who's the funniest? From my perspective, at the risk of offending two of you that are sitting here right now. Okay, let me explain first. No, let me explain. Yaseen, I'll be honest. Your comedy is funny. I've seen you make people laugh. So I know it's funny, but it's not my cup of tea. So don't be offended by that. It's just not my cup of tea. That's fine, right? So it's not that I don't think you're funny. I do think you're funny. It's just you're not my cup of tea. Keith,
Joe's never seen my comedy.
Yeah,
so.
I've never seen your comedy.
It's Rory by default.
Yeah, which only leaves Rory. Which
That's like a Pyrrhic victory because I mean, it's like it doesn't really count for anything. But
you
thank
win by
you.
default.
You do. You do.
Wow.
You do. Like, I think Keith is the funniest.
Keith is funny.
Keith
is funny. In this
Keith is the
interview,
funniest offside.
Yeah.
No, but I can't convert it to stage. That's the difference. Stage is a different thing.
Here's an
Yeah,
interesting.
because you get.
So let me ask the guys that are watching. There's a few people watching. So guys, those of you that have been watching for a while, comment in the comment section on YouTube or comment below the video on Facebook and just let us know, who do you think are the funniest in this conversation? Yaseen, Keith, or Rory? Just give the name. Just give the
another
name.
thing is another thing. Honestly, I think we're all different. Like it wouldn't be fair as well. Like if somebody told me, Keith, you're funnier than Yaseen and Rory, I wouldn't feel good about that because it's a different thing if you're saying, Keith, you're the funniest comic in SA. Cool, but I don't like being pitted against my friends, if it makes sense. Because every competition I've entered, I end up last. So every comedy competition. So yeah,
grow some balls, man.
Grow some balls. Tell us who's the funniest in your opinion.
Oh, me?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, it could be yourself even.
Okay, but okay, I'll do that. But I first want you guys to answer a question. Or two. What's my nephew's name?
Your nephew's name?
Mason.
Yeah.
Mason.
Rory's the funniest. Sorry, Yaseen. Rory's the funniest, definitely. Hands down. Rory, you're such a funny guy, bro. Sure.
Today on WhatsApp, I remembered, but prior to that, I thought your nephew's name was Ricardo. Seriously, I had no idea until today.
The lockdown's gonna end and
that's so racist.
Gonna come visit. So
really,
I don't understand that.
That was racist.
What?
Well, we've got a few. Hold on, we got a few comments here. I'm seeing a lot of Keith, eh? I'm just saying. Keith.
But it's only because not many people have seen Keith on stage, so that's why. Are we talking about stage or in person? So.
Well, according to this interview, and people say I have an Amir here that says, okay, so I have an Amir that kind of dodged the question. He's like, I've heard people say that Yaseen is the funniest, so he must be, right?
But that's cool that a lot of people think I'm funny. It's just more people to disappoint now.
Much pressure.
And then Irshad Muhammad. Here's a comment from local comedian Irshad. Gave him his vote and said, Rory.
Joe Emilio.
Rory. He voted Rory. Rory has been the funniest in this call.
I will fight somebody for Irshad Muhammad, to be honest. I would punch somebody in the face if they mess with Irshad. I love that guy.
He is a great guy.
What if I messed with him? Keith?
I'm sorry.
Would you punch me in the face?
That's the rules. I don't make the rules. That's the rules. I don't make them. I'll have to punch you in the face. It'll be bad and it'll hurt my heart, but it's for Irshad.
Okay, I think I'll also punch myself. I think I'll also punch myself in the face. Wait.
Here's another question. Which one of you is the glue that binds this group together?
Yaseen, definitely Yaseen. I think.
Rory thinks it's him.
I think
Yaseen's the in between. He's like.
No, okay, but he has brought us together. But I mean, he's not the glue that binds us. I think WhatsApp is the group, the glue that binds us.
Also, I don't know if you guys know that we have a sponsor now, the three of us. What was our sponsor again?
Emirates.
Oh, are you talking about
No.
the donation?
No. We had the sponsor. We had a sponsor for our show that we were gonna do for Rory's show, leaving South Africa. I think it was this year. You guys can see it there.
Vaseline, what is that?
It's for your lips. Yeah, it's for your lips. It's Vaseline lip therapy. And it's blue, so it works. You'd love that, Rory. It's blue, so it works. Yeah.
I can't wait to hear that joke on stage to hear its true potential. It's going to be a killer.
Hold on, I got Tracy from YouTube here. Tracy Lee Wagner. I feel invisible at the moment. I'm sorry, Tracy. I asked
Hello,
the guys
Tracy.
if they know you. They said yes. They said hi.
Tracy.
Is Tracy a comedian or who's Tracy?
I don't know.
For those who don't know, most of us can only, I think Keith, Yaseen, and I can only see the Skype interface, so we can't even see
No.
any comments whatsoever.
You guys said you know a Tracy Lee Wagner.
Yeah, I know.
Rory knows, he said.
Yeah. So you
Well,
knows
Tracy?
all that.
Tracy, seeing as nobody knows you, go. My DMs are open. I'm just out there. I've been. Wait, Rory, should I tell him? Rory, should I tell him and Yaseen about what my nephew did?
Yes, now you have to.
I said earlier on.
You can't do that, man. We're live. You can't just be like, oh, should I tell? No, now you have to.
Just a short version.
So what happened, right? Like, obviously I'm single for a reason because I'm really awkward, right? And I suck. And then so there was somebody that I like saw, and I was like asking him like, who's this person? This person looks so nice and ever. And then it's like, and then we were WhatsApping with each other, and then Rory's like, hey, this person is commenting like on your post. You should go check it out. And then I was just like busy all the time, and like an hour or two later, Rory tells me again like, dude, you need to go comment. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm busy with my nephew. So my nephew's like being potty trained at the moment, right? So I finally get to a point where I'm like sitting down and checking my messages, and I see what my crush is typing, and I want to type back to her, right? And my nephew just walks into the room. He looks at me like dead in the eyes. He pulls off his brief and starts peeing on me.
Wow. Keith, you have such good stories, man.
It's crazy now.
Keith is the Charlie Murphy. Keith is the Charlie Murphy of Cape Town. I'm telling you. The best stories.
Thank you. Why am I gonna die?
No, you just tell the best stories.
Okay.
Well, that was
I thought you said like I thought you meant like my brother's gonna do comedy and become more famous than me, and I'm gonna be like the older brother but the younger brother that's more famous than him, you know. I think that's what you meant.
I've got an interesting. Okay, so Storm says he's addressing you, Keith. I think he's making fun of you. Keith, slide in my DMs, Mukhram. So that's your middle name. Slide in my DMs. And then
Bob's in vision.
and then Nadira is asking Yaseen, close with your Morgan Freeman. You have a Morgan Freeman impression? I didn't know that.
Whoa.
I'm working on it. I can't believe I'm not gonna do it now.
Oh, come on.
Once I polish it,
no, just show us your progress. Show us your progress of be a sport.
No, this is crazy. Okay,
I can do Nelson.
You can do Nelson Mandela. Morgan Freeman doing Nelson Mandela.
Okay, wait. We've got something here. So, Yaseen, you do a Morgan Freeman impression, and someone else commented and said, keen to hear Rory do a colored accent. So, Yaseen do Morgan Freeman.
The male version.
Rory do colored accent. That'd be cool. Come on.
All right. Just need to know what are the parameters? Is this safe? Will it be racist? Where are we going from? Come on.
Don't complicate it. Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it. Go with your heart.
Okay, you go first.
Come on, Yaseen. If you want to see Rory do a
Okay,
coloured
I'm
accent, come on.
Googling something that Morgan Freeman might say.
Just comment on what we're doing right now.
Always.
He needs to pro. He needs to pro.
This is so awkward. I'm telling you. Can't believe it. I'm like working on. I don't even think I'm gonna ever use this in my comedy. Okay, this is so weird. I can't believe it. That's my wife, by the way. She's doing this for shits and giggles.
So?
Forced me to do it. Okay. This is one of the truths of the universe. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Bad. It's not bad.
No, I have to hear more.
Just sounds like your normal speaker.
Okay, GC. Anyway, now you do the colored accent.
I'll first introduce the color. I'm going to do like that kind of stereotypical Gachi accent, the kind of thing they use in advertisements. But I'm first going to introduce that with Madiba. But everyone must close their eyes, use a bit of imagination.
He's gonna play Trevor Noah's bit on the phone now. That's why we must close our eyes.
Never saw many people been together at once. Ever. Okay, that's it works. Okay, Khalid. I need something. I
never knew Madiba was on Takalani Sesame.
I need something to say with the colored accent.
Sorry, what Keith said was super.
What did Lala say? Say whatever Lala said.
I didn't watch that video.
I'm not repeating
it. Just say anything, man. Away, like whatever.
Just do yourself, bruh. You're all colored anyways. Nobody can. Lala's not colored. You are colored. Like you and me are the same type of colored, so I'm just darker than you. We're both mixed race.
Yeah. Now listen now. Wait. wait. I can't. Wait. I need to go a few people. I'm gonna pretend I'm on the phone trying to convince someone to tune in.
Okay.
You're overthinking this, man.
I need an angle. Yeah, listen, man. Ricardo, listen, man. The Brussels live on Skype, man. It's tuning in. It's having a disaster conversation. Disaster Brussels live. Sorry.
That was good.
Wait.
I'm impressed. No, your vocab was good. You used the word just, so you definitely colored.
Wait. I gotta be honest, I was laughing at Keith's reaction the entire time.
Guys, please don't cancel Rory. I love him too much. Lala has money.
He had like a straight face. He was just...
Huh? It's like, okay, that's a bit racist, but fine.
No, it isn't. It isn't at all.
I'm gonna do that.
Guys, wait.
Hold on.
I have an actual question, though.
Hold on.
I have an actual question.
Hold it very quickly, because the comments are going crazy. Everyone is laughing. Irshad is just giving laughing emojis. He says, laugh my fucking ass off. Rory, Tracy Lee Wagner says, Rory, you win. Shaham Timur says, you sound like a Durban colored. Irshad says,
Wakai
Rory
means
wins.
Wakai.
Hands down, Rory wins. And then I love question time from Rochelle. Okay, that was weird.
Irshad has an amazing Durban colored joke. I'm not going to do it justice, but he says like they sound like cars going. Keith, can you add to that, because I know you're from Durban.
I think Keith should do that impression.
Right? No, I
I think
can't.
we've all.
I don't.
No, you do need to. We were both forced to do accents and
Yeah,
impressions. So
yeah, yeah,
come.
yeah. Keith, you have to do something.
No, bro.
No, you
I've
have to.
I've got. Like,
That's so unfair.
I'll
Come
get
on.
murdered, guys.
No, you won't. You'll
I'll
be
get
fine. Nobody
murdered.
knows where you live.
Durban colored.
Do
Durban
like a
colored is
Susan
like.
accent. Do like a whiny white woman accent who's complaining in Woolworths due to the lack or stock of free-range chicken drumsticks.
Do it. Do
Do
it.
that accent.
Sorry.
But that's my accent. I go to Woolworths and complain about chicken that's not done.
I know.
And about Woolworths not having cheese and spinach pies. I do that already in my own accent. No, guys, I'm bad at accents.
No, come on.
Okay,
Do something.
really-
A white woman or a white guy. I don't know.
I'm thinking, no, I'll do a colored woman.
A
Colored,
Durban
oh
colored.
no, I'm not doing colored woman. I'm not doing colored woman. I saw what happened to Lala. I'm not doing it, guys. I'm not getting cancelled before I even started. Let me think. No,
Well,
I'm bad
but
at
do
accents.
Durban
I'm just like,
colored.
what kind?
All right. What about
Right?
Arnold? Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Guys, I can't do accents.
Come on, I
I
said
can
that.
tell you my conspiracy theory. Wait, I can do this. Wait,
No. Do it.
I want to
No.
tell you guys. My
No.
conspiracy theory about
No.
COVID.
No.
No.
Like,
Don't
it's really
care
good.
Arnold.
It's good.
Arnold. Arnold. Arnold is so easy.
Um,
Ow.
When Rory
Why
comes
you-
on the stage. Wait, I'm doing it. Keep quiet, because I'm not gonna do it again. When Rory comes on the stage, everybody get down.
Alright, I'll accept it. I'll accept it.
I'm sorry, guys. Can I do my conspiracy theory now
Go.
about COVID?
Go.
Like, you know, like you guys know, like the
No fake
unfriendly
news.
war. No, this is just me. This is what I'm thinking. This is going on in my mind. I haven't seen it on TV or anything, right? So you guys know, whenever there's a war or anything that's happened in the world, like any history wars, there's always a conspiracy theory. Sorry, guys, that's an OBE education system taking its toll. They always say that like the Rothschilds are always the family behind everything. Like they always like gain from wars and stuff. You guys know that theory, right? So
Yeah.
I've like this isn't a joke, right? I've linked that up to our country. Like I've linked it up as in like our SOEs, so SAA and things. The Rothschilds wanted to buy that a couple of months ago, which we didn't sell to them. And I'm not saying they did COVID, but they are trying to exploit it. Like the money that got given, but who was it? The Ruperts and the Oppenheimers, the 1 billion each. Remember, it wasn't given to fight COVID. It was given to help small businesses. So it wasn't for like the health sector. It was for the economic sector, right? And what I saw at my local Woolies here up the road is that there's a wine, right? There's a wine by the Oppenheimers, Oppenheimer family. And the name of the wine is Oppenheimer and the Rothschilds. And like if you Google it, the Oppenheimers and the Rothschilds are actually like in cahoots together. Like, so it's crazy. It's crazy. Like they, literally the family that everybody has a conspiracy theory about is gonna gain from it. But I'm scared to put it out there like on Facebook because people is gonna be like, this guy's crazy, man. He's just a
You
comic.
just
He doesn't
did.
know what he's talking about. Yeah, to you guys, it's a safe space. But it's
This is
crazy
on
though.
Facebook, man.
Yeah, but I'm not typing it up.
Oh, we lost Rory. Rory's been kicked
That's a
off.
good thing.
There he's back.
Sorry,
He's
hey,
back.
Rory.
It's funny because Keith was the one talking about a conspiracy theory, yet Rory gets kicked off. And he got
It's
kicked
the
off.
Rothschilds, guys. It's the Rothschilds. They're listening in.
And he's back.
I'm telling you guys.
Oh, man.
Yeah, why'd you look so disgusted?
Tracy
I
asks,
have no comment.
Tracy asks,
This is what you get for getting me back onto Facebook.
Keith, Tracy asks, Keith, is the wine good?
To be honest, I only drink wine once I've had a couple of beers, so It tastes like. Look, I'm not a wine connoisseur. I'll drink anything. Like I've literally chased Jameson with Uros before when I've had to like. Okay. I've even had like at 2 o'clock in the morning when the chaser runs out and I just like throw med lemon in the vodka even. Like yeah.
Med lemon, damn.
But yeah, no, I hardly drink. Like that's the thing with the lockdown. Like everybody's complaining about beers, but like I think my family rationed like well. Like we didn't buy a lot of alcohol, but we still drank. Like we didn't drink Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Like we only drink on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Like yeah, I don't know.
But, I've got a comedy-related question to all of you. We were speaking about bad experiences earlier. Have you ever had an experience with a heckler? So maybe you've gone on third or fourth, and they've been heckling from the start of the show, and by the time you got on, you were really pissed off, and you just directed all of your energy onto them. Have you ever experienced that? Of course, not Yaseen with his baby. So.
Can I give their name?
Yeah.
Austin Jones.
What happened?
Austin always heckles.
What happened?
Hey? Oh
What
no,
happened?
but he didn't do it to me. He does it to Rory in general. Like he just heckles Rory and I like watching it.
For that, Keith. Joe, have you ever dealt with a heckler and just felt completely satisfied after?
Yeah, it was a gig way back, like, oh man, must have been 6, 7 years ago. And there wasn't a one particular heckler. It was like a whole table of just people that were not listening to the show. They were talking back at the show. This is in Musenberg. And Rob Van Furen was headlining, and I was on before him. And the whole show, like, these guys are just talking. They're foreigners. They're like, oh, we don't. Like, the one comic actually went on and said, like, hey, guys, can you, like, calm down a bit? And the guy at the table was like, oh, we don't give a damn about you guys. And it's like, oh, shit. And then I went on, and I just immediately, like, got their attention. I'm like, okay, you guys need to understand what this is. And I cracked a few jokes. I made fun of them a little bit. And then they were listening, and then they were quiet. So that's one instance. Yeah. Any of you guys?
So
I've seen Rory destroy people. You remember at Brastal? You like asked, there was this old white couple that wasn't listening. Like they weren't heckling or anything, they just weren't laughing. And Rory's like, you guys know you've come to comedy. And like an ambulance drove past, he's like, I think that's for you. And he tells the guy's wife, can you just feel if he still has a pulse?
That's really
It's
good.
like, "Sheesh, this guy's rude. This guy's rude.
So my first time hosting at Nomad last year, I was shaky, I was insecure. The room was full, and people were so rowdy, right? But there was this woman sitting in front, and she was passing these little snide comments. You'd do a joke, and she was like, "I wouldn't do it that way." And then I said something else, and she was like, "You're not good at this, are you?" And I was just burning inside, right? So after a few acts went on and she carried on, I was thinking about what I wanted to say. So before I brought on, I think it was Simmer who killed that night. I said, "Listen, I'm working over here. You know, I'm trying to do my job. How about you show me some professional courtesy? I mean, I don't come to your call center during the day while you're trying to sell someone life insurance that they don't want. I don't do that. I don't. And when you're doing your second job, you know, and taking people's Big Mac orders, I don't interfere with that process. Anyway, tonight I didn't interfere with you when you tried to reverse me into my parking spot. I let you do that because I'm respectful." I said, wait, what the hell are you doing inside? You need to go watch my car because 5 rands don't grow on trees. Bam! And she.
And the award for biggest douchebag goes to Rory.
No, but you know what? This is a rare occasion that I do agree with Rory. It happens very rarely, but it is. Like, roast all you want, but not when you're on stage. You get what I'm saying? Like, roast off stage, roast whatever, but not when a comic's on stage. Like, Yeah.
I agree. Yaseen, do you have any good heckler stories?
I mean, I don't. I really don't, and I'm such an anticlimax to their stories.
Yeah.
I've literally had one heckler, which was at the Mashdown, and so I'm married, and I don't wear a wedding band, just because I never had it resized, and I think I made a couple jokes about my wife, when she was included, and this one lady shouted from the back of the bar, "Hey, where's your wedding ring?" It had absolutely nothing to do with it. Um, I mean, I dealt with it. I don't remember what I said.
Okay.
I think it was along the lines of, I mean, I don't need the wedding ring to tell you, or to diss you, or to like swipe left on you or whatever. Something along those lines. But that was literally the
Swiping, no
only heckler
swiping.
that I've ever had.
Yeah, that was very anticlimactic.
I told you.
Okay, so
This,
sorry,
so,
Rory, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
um, so you guys know Eugene Funnicle?
Hmm.
Uncle airtime. So he did his one-man show a few months ago at the Secret Place. It was actually very, very good. And he didn't bust out his guitar once. Like, I was really happy about that. But a few months prior, right, he was hosting a gig, and when you start the show, you're meant to just warm up the crowd, maybe do 10, 15 minutes. He was doing full-on karaoke with his guitar for half an hour, no jokes. People were just like this. So he brought me on. People were like a bit shocked, and I said, "Listen, guys, I think Eugene is proof that old age and tuck are maybe not the best combination." And then
Oh man.
Eugene, sorry,
Guys, I have to do something. I got a message from like one of my friends
I thought you
who
were
said
gonna
that he
say a
can't
woman.
comment.
A woman DM'd you.
No, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. Um, yeah, he's like really bummed. He can't comment. He sent me like so many messages. Harley Jabbar. And
Where
he loves comedy. Like he's always at the gigs and stuff. And he's
where
telling me he can't comment.
on what? On
So
YouTube or Facebook?
Harley, I'm sorry you can't comment, but yeah, he's on Facebook.
Yeah, see, this is why I don't like doing the live streams on Facebook. There's always problems. But sorry about that, buddy. Try going on YouTube and giving your comment if you can. Okay, so very quickly, I want to try something. And this is like, I just thought of it now because we have a split screen. There's four of us. I don't know if you guys are going to do it, but I think it would be kind of funny. And you guys can maybe suggest something if we all at once try and sing a song in harmony. You know, like the
okay,
Brady Bunch. Have you ever seen the Brady Bunch, where there's like different?
Yeah.
You see those different guys, and then like one's doing a beat, the other one's singing, the other one's doing something. I don't know if you guys want to do that. We don't have to. But I
no,
thought,
I feel like you've been wanting to for a very long time, and now you've got the opportunity. You just want to grab it with both hands. Like, this is a very sweet request.
I think this might be the reason why Joe agreed to doing this. This is like
Yeah.
living out his fantasies.
He's just been saying all the time. Like, he's got different questions, and at the bottom he's like drawn pictures of the four of us singing together. Like,
damn, you caught me.
Keith, you're doing soprano.
What? So I'm shooting people. For what? Why does the colored guy always have to be violent? Why can't the colored guy like get a role as like not a gangster or not a gay guy in this country? Like, why can't we be a lawyer or like a
You're not serious,
photographer
Keith.
or a graphic designer?
that's what Dube is, isn't
Do you
Something
guys
about
know
you.
what Rory's middle name is?
What?
it? We don't have to. No, Pete.
Okay, I won't do that to you.
Right, Joe, choose
Yeah.
a song and do it.
I don't
And
know.
then we'll go.
I don't know. I just thought like, hey, if we did something like in harmony, or like, okay, even if something that's like kind of like, okay, so Yaseen,
What about Sister Bettina?
Hold on. Maybe not a song, but Keith, I don't know why I think this might be cool to do, but Keith, look up. Okay, now hold it looking up. Yeah, there we go. Rory, look to your, I think it's left. Yeah. Okay, keep looking. Yaseen, look down. And then if I look this way, and then that's gonna be, I don't know. I just think this looks cool. I don't know why. Cool. No, because now Yasseen's looking at Rory. Rory's looking at Keith. Keith is looking at me, and he's still looking at me. You can stop now. Ooh, yeah, that feels good. That feels good. Good stuff.
Yes, guys. Look at how nice this kid looks. Don't you guys wish you follow the soccer team?
No.
That was it.
I actually have a soccer shirt story, and then I need to go and eat. Like I was at a bride.
You didn't eat yet.
I haven't had breakfast. I don't even know what day it is today, man.
No wonder Rory wasn't funny. He was thinking about food the whole time. Asking him serious stuff about jokes, and the guy's tummy's rumbling.
Barbecue, and I was wearing a white shirt, and I spilt red wine on my shirt. And the host, who was a colleague, she had like an old son who was like 15, so he went running to grab me something to wear. He's very sweet. He's a big kid. He's like 15, about 6 foot tall, and then he came out running with an Arsenal shirt, right? And I said, "Listen, you are so kind.
Bye, guys.
I'm just going to keep wearing." Keith is gone.
Shit, I think it's Rory. Oh man. All right, wait. I do have. Okay, so we're gonna end on this one, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give Stormmaster a kind of a cool question, which might start a fight, but we'll see. And then I'm gonna give you each a chance to say your final words to the people watching, and then we'll end. So the question is, suggestion: you book a show. Who would each of you book with, like, each other? And so you organize a show with all of us. Which one would headline and which one would be the opener? Like, what lineup would you do with the guys on the stream now? So we'll start with Yaseen. How would you organize a show with the four of us?
I would have Rory open, me in the middle, and then Keith headline.
And me.
Sorry, Joe. Was I supposed to include you? I think you would be hosting.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Rory?
Yeah, Joe, I would have you host.
Cool.
I'll go first, and then Yaseen would close.
Keith, I think
And
he's
you,
done.
Keith?
I'm trying to think where I should put. No, I'm trying to think where I should put Rory after that Arsenal comment. So I think I'd put. I'd make Joe the host, because I've seen you host before.
Cool.
I'd make you the host.
Yeah, I like that.
Especially if it's in the northern suburbs. Because you're good with the northern suburbs crowd. No. Not joking. Like, honestly. Like, I'd open. Yeah, I'd open. Yaseen could be support. I'll give it to Rory. I'd let him headline. It's like, I'd give him that chance. I'd give him that opportunity, you know. Like, I know a lot of famous comedians, so it could do wonders for his career.
Oh, Nadira, thank you so much. Joe, actually the best host I've seen on live. Respect. Nadira, thank you so much. Thank you. That's a really nice comment to say. All right, guys.
Nadira.
So I'm going to call it now.
Nadira, my DMs are not open for you, though, Nadira. Just putting it out there.
I'm going to call it now because we're almost hitting 2 hours, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But it's been a lot of fun chatting to you guys. So
2 hours.
Yeah. So I mean, even at 2 hours with the three of you, time kind of flew by. I didn't even realize. So what I like to do is I give the guests a chance to just give some final words to the people watching. So we'll start with Yaseen. Just if there's anything you want to say to the people watching, go ahead.
Yeah, man. So we're all in this very high, as Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens said, we're all in this together. Speaking about the lockdown. um, so guys, we're all going through this together. People have different coping mechanisms. I myself like to make jokes about everything, like to make memes about everything. I find the humor in things. That's how I got through life. So when we do joke about something, it's not because we don't take the lockdown or COVID-19 seriously. It's just because that's how we are coping with the situation. So, yeah, man, the way we respect your methods, respect ours as well. And stay safe. Stay sane, most importantly.
Cool. Keith, you're next.
Yeah, gotta be serious, which I'm not a lot. I just want to say, like, guys, both these guys here, like, especially Rory, make fun of him a lot, but these are good guys. Like, I love these guys. They're good guys. Like, honestly, like, they're really cool. Yeah, they're literally my best friends. So don't, whatever I said about them, please don't think I mean it or whatever. I haven't really got like 16 in the clip and one in the hole for Rory. Like, I love him, that sort of thing. But I want to tell you guys out there, so like, from my experience with this lockdown, take care of your mental health. That's something that I'm grateful for. I've been able to do this year. I've been able to connect with my, how do I put it? I don't want to say it the wrong way, but my creator sort of. Spent a lot more time, been a lot more happy in lockdown. I'm doing little breathing exercises, yoga, things that work for me. Find what works for you and fight for your peace. Keep your peace. I've left social media, I've left comedy for my peace, and fight for it, keep it, fight for your happiness. All of us here, we're not assholes. If you guys are going through shit or you just want to be friends and stuff, hit us up, message us, DM us. We're not celebrities, like, we're not big famous Trevor Noah, so like, we literally here to be your friends, guys. We're here to help you. Joe is. But yeah, and all I want to say is, like, just to finish off, is that a lot of people are saying, like, this time is bringing people together, and we can change the world and we can do anything and blah blah blah. When we all know when this is going to end, people are going to be assholes once again. People are just going to go on with their lives. So all I'm asking you guys is to make a difference. Just my thing for the revolution is just be nice. Be nice to everybody. Like, be nice to the garbage collector. Be nice to the cashier at ShopRite. Be nice to the person in the taxi. Be nice to everybody, and that's how we can change. So yeah, that's me. Sorry for ending like this, and I don't have anything funny to say now. Sorry, guys.
That's cool.
That's
Rory,
fine.
you're next. Oh,
That's
by the
fine,
way,
Keith.
guys, so when Rory's done, I'm gonna like mute you guys, and then I'll do a final moment with the audience. But don't go offline just yet. I'll chat with you after I'm offline. So Rory, your final.
We're gonna take a picture together.
Yeah, no, Keith, that's actually a beautiful sentiment. Like, something I've picked up as well is the way people have been celebrating, the unsung heroes. The cleaners and the petrol station pump attendants and cashiers. So it would be amazing if we could carry that kind of respect forward after the lockdown and appreciate them, not just because. And also, it would be so cool if we could leave some things behind us, things we've realized we don't need. Like, we don't need to work fixed office hours. We don't need traffic jams. We don't need radical feminism. So if we can leave some of that behind us, right, we're going to make the brighter future. And also, right, it's fantastic that people are more conscious about washing hands. It's great. We must keep that up as well. But I need to ask you, what were you doing prior to this? When you went to Canal Walk and you washed your hands. You would wash your hands, but you would still exit the public toilet door by touching the handle. Do you know how many penises have touched the door handle? So gloves, people, gloves.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Wave.
Always good to end off on a penis joke.
Wave to everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us and being on my show. You guys were amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Sit Down and Lockdown with three comedians, up-and-coming comedians, new comedians that have been on the scene for a bit and are at different stages in their career. So please, those of you that are still watching, please subscribe to my channel. I've got a lot more comedians in the future. I've got Ralph and Furin on Monday. Barry Hilton will be on the show on Tuesday. Carl Weber on Wednesday. We're going to have a nice, fun, entertaining conversation. Not all the interviews are 2 hours. This was a special case, obviously, because I have three comedians and I want to give them each a fair amount of time on air. So thanks again, everybody that commented. Tracy, Nadira, Storm, Nathan Brooks, Rochelle, Shahim, I see you, Amir, Irshad Muhammad, thank you so much for tuning in, buddy. Please, guys, tell your friends, share. I'm interviewing so many comedians, and we just like to have a good chat, and we like to hear from you as well, the fans and everybody else. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks to my guests, Ruairi, Keith, and Yaseen. You guys were really funny tonight. Really enjoyed having you on. So I'll see you guys tomorrow evening at 8:30. I'm with Venner Weber. We're going to talk a bit of conspiracy, maybe a little bit. We're going to talk about the Out of the Shadows documentary that was recently released on YouTube, and we're going to give our views on that. So if you're into that, tune in. If not, no worries. I'll be back next week with more comedy with Ralph and Furin, Barry Hilton, and Carl Weber. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Good night.